Well, let's go further east now to the Gulf of Carpentaria, where we rejoin the two Tims.
Last time we were in Karumba, we came face to face with some of the country's most deadly residents, saw some spectacular wildlife and got somewhat involved in the local school fete.
But most people don't come up to Karumba to play clown at the school fete. That's just one of the perks of our job. People come up here for a variety of reasons, but one activity in particular. Let's go. It's almost a rite of passage in Karumba to have a four-wheel drive, fishing boat and a quiver of rods. It seems as though everywhere we looked, people were cleaning fish, eating fish, or just talking about fish. So we decided to head out into the Gulf to find out what all this fuss was about.
The waters of the Gulf are pretty shallow, and the water heats up very quickly, and the fish like the hot water. April onwards, all the caravan parks are full, and there'd be certainly several thousand people here fishing. We take people from all around Australia, a lot of people from Germany and from England. Yeah, they all come here to try and get onto this fish on a charter, you know. It's a high demand of the Gulf, and it's good.
In case you haven't already guessed it, Karumba's a bit of a fishing mecca, and if you know anything about the sport, you would have heard tales of all the monsters caught in these waters right here. Ever since we arrived, all we've heard about is fishing, 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 so we thought we'd better come out and test the waters for ourselves. Alrighty.
Paul, our skipper, knew exactly where the fish were biting and had us casting out straight away, right into a school of spotted mackerel. It was on.
There's no real fish out in the deep water. All the fish here work on the shallow water where the bait is. And as you've seen today, we're only fishing at the moment in about 2 foot of water and catching that size fish. Nice bluey. Oh, you've got to be 680. We'll have a guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 68 centimetres. Good guess.
Woo!
Now that's a fish.
That's a fish.
The mackerel fishing certainly tested our skills. However, according to Paul, the blue salmon that lay just around the corner were the real prize at this time of year. And sure enough, he landed us right on the money.
Yeah, it tests just your fishing skills when it gets to the salmon. You got to know how to let them run and just when to set the hook, yeah.
Oh, hey! Look what we just picked up.
Exciting stuff, and most people really love it. That's why they come to the Gulf here, and the fishing is normally quite prevalent. About 600 mils, maybe a touch more. First blue salmon I think he's ever caught.
Yeah, that is. Yeah.
It's a really good one there.
Well, these things are absolutely going crazy. It's hit after hit after hit. It's not uncommon to have 3 or 4 people getting hit at the same time by the spotty mackerel in the waters right here. So I'm going to see how long it takes before I get one for myself. Straight away, just as I predicted, another mackerel. Oh, he's real.
He's going to be too small, Tim.
Is it?
Yeah, he's got to be 50 centimetres minimum size. This fella's about 45, 47. So we've got to let him go. Unfortunately, Tim.
That's all right.
Here he goes.
Let's let him go. Back to Mother Ocean.
Hey.
There's no doubt that a day's fishing out in the Gulf is an experience that's really hard to beat. It's that feeling of euphoria when you arrive back on land, salt-ridden and smiling, holding your day's catch and capturing that must-have photo for your wall back home. Yes.
The waters off Karumba are world renowned for their fishing opportunities, like we just found out. However, there is one species of fish that every angler dreams of catching when they throw in a line up here. It is one of Northern Australia's largest and probably most sought after fish, the giant perch, aka the barramundi.
Well, we didn't come across any of these spectacular creatures out in the wild, probably because we're here in the barramundi off-season. Can you really beat an experience like this? Meet Townie, one of the local residents here at the Barramundi Discovery Centre in Karumba. Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, and she's
Look
beautiful.
at the size of that.
Been in captivity for a while. She was with us for 4 years as a breeder. Went to Townsville just to prove they wouldn't breed over there. He's back with us now.
They're just like big puppy dogs. They really are. They respond to your voice, top of the food chain. They love getting their bellies pat and rubbed. The males become sexually mature about 55, so they're breeding. up to a small male up until about 75, 80 centimetres. They change into female, have a year off, and then the next year off as a breeding female. Well, basically we're just a restocking association. We have done over 1 million fingerlings now since our inception 14 years ago, which we're very proud of. Done over 600,000 in the Norman River here itself. Well, there's your barra eggs, so tiny, about 1/2 mil in diameter. And then we're day-old barra. And then that's about the size that we catch and release them. About that stage there, they're off the zooplankton and they want meat. They want other little fish. 2 and 3 are our spawning tanks. They're covered and insulated so that we can control the temperature and the light factor. And so we've got some of our breeding girls and boys in here. Fingers crossed, come September, I can start spawning some of these guys. Most of them are adopted. They've all got their names. Well, we've got Legs, we've got Weirdo, Hammer. We've got some amazing names here on our fish. Mine's Legs, see? Legs 11. One of the biggest impacts on barramundi fishing up here is accessibility. You know, it's just so much easier. We're the only sealed access road to the Gulf here. Got some of the best fishing, and we have so many tourists through this time of year, so we try and keep the stocks going all the time in there.
And with their catch in hand, the 2 proud fishermen set out to discover the best way to prepare the fish they had caught. And who better to ask than the local seafood chef, Mick.
Good on you, fellas. Good
Mick
catch.
cut the mackerel into thick steaks ready for the oven. And while the mackerel was cooking away in the oven, Mick decided to show us how true Aussie fish and chips are made. Once the fish is filleted and skinned, it is battered or crumbed, then deep fried along with the chips. By now, the mackerel steaks were ready to eat.
Ready to run, boys?
And since we decided to dine in, Mick thought he'd give our meal a bit of extra flair.
Here you go, guys.
Oh, mate. Excellent. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
No worries, got that.
And could there be a better finale to our time in the Gulf than this right here, sitting back with our freshly caught fish, cooked by one of the friendly locals, and maybe some tall tales about the ones that got away. Ah, yeah. No.